Once a great mansion stood tall on the edge of the town, and the name of its owners was known far and wide. The family had been wealthy beyond imagination, with rumors of riches that could buy entire towns. But one day, the family mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind nothing but the decaying walls of their once great mansion. For years, the mansion lay abandoned, the stuff of local legends and ghost stories. But one day, a wealthy businessman named Robert returned to his hometown. Robert was the last living member of the family, and he had come to claim his inheritance. With nothing left to lose, Robert decided to explore the old mansion and discover the secrets that lay hidden within its walls. The mansion was as eerie as ever, with cobwebs and dust covering every surface. The air was thick with the musty scent of neglect, and every sound echoed through the empty halls. Robert couldn't help but feel a shiver run down his spine as he walked through the long abandoned rooms. But he pressed on, determined to uncover the truth about his family's disappearance. As Robert explored the mansion, he came across a hidden door that led down to the basement. The door was locked, but Robert managed to find the key hidden nearby. With a creak of rusted hinges, he opened the door and descended into the darkness. The basement was unlike anything Robert had ever seen. The walls were lined with shelves and tables, all covered in strange and arcane objects. There were jars filled with mysterious liquids, strange machines with gears and pulleys, and ancient tomes filled with strange symbols and incantations. As Robert made his way deeper into the basement, he began to feel a sense of unease. The objects he found seemed to radiate an eerie energy, and the air grew colder and more oppressive with each step he took. It was as if the basement was alive, and it was watching him. At last, Robert came to a small room at the back of the basement. The room was empty except for a single table, and on the table lay a leather-bound book. The book was old and worn, with strange symbols etched into the cover. Robert couldn't resist the temptation to open it. As he read the pages of the book, Robert's blood ran cold. The book contained dark and terrible secrets that should never be known to man. It spoke of forbidden rituals and terrible sacrifices, of otherworldly entities that lurked in the shadows, waiting to claim unwary souls. Suddenly, Robert heard a noise behind him. He turned around to see a figure standing in the doorway, a figure shrouded in darkness. Robert tried to speak, but his voice caught in his throat. The figure stepped forward, and Robert saw that it was wearing the tattered remains of his family's clothing. The figure spoke, its voice cold and hollow. "You should not have come here," it said. "This is a place of darkness, a place of death." Robert tried to run, but his feet would not move. The figure stepped closer, and Robert felt a cold hand wrap around his neck. He struggled and fought, but it was no use. The darkness consumed him, and he knew that he would never leave the mansion alive. The next day, the townspeople found Robert's body in the basement of the mansion. They could find no cause of death, no sign of foul play. All they could say was that the mansion was cursed, and that the family who had once lived there had paid a terrible price for their wealth and ambition.